The stock market, it is a place where people can buy shares from companies to own part of it. But what happens when the stock market drops? So I'm going to talk about 4 major stock market crashes that have happened in US history. The first one being the 1929 Great Depression. The second one being the 1987 Black Monday. The third one being the 2008-2009 Recession. And the fourth one being the 2020 COVID pandemic stock market crash. First off, let me explain what a stock market crash is. So a stock market crash is when the price of a stock or stocks go down rapidly and usually unexpected. Usually there are direct results of catastrophic events like huge storms, pandemics, epidemics, or wars, or things of that nature. Now, the first one, which was the 1929 Great Depression stock market, really started for a few reasons. One of them being overinflated stock prices, the other one being that people were buying a lot more they could actually afford, and when they would take losses, they couldn't pay back what they owed. Also, another major thing at this time, which was called the Roaring 20s, like the Great Gatsby and all of them, was the negative film industry. So that had a direct correlation with the stock market prices as well. Also at this time, there was a overproduction in agriculture, which also had a direct correlation to the stock market crash that occurred. Now, the second one, which is Black Monday, which happened in 1987, happened mainly because of inflation. So the week prior to the Black Monday, there was actually a 10% dip in stock prices. And so many investors started to panic sell because they got scared that something was going to happen. And when you panic sell, you kind of do help with the stock prices going down and you losing money. The third one was the 2008, 2009, 2010, whatever recession. That was crazy. So there's many reasons why that stock market crash happened. You have lenders giving everybody their mama money to buy a house. You have inflation again, which it wasn't that big of a contribution as it was to the years prior. And the main prior contribution was lenders basically being like, you get a loan. You get a loan. You have no money, but you're getting a loan. And a lot of corruption and a lot of investors abusing the housing market and abusing also the stock market. And when you have abuse and corruption, negative things are bound to happen. The fourth one, which is a COVID-19 pandemic stock market crash, happened because, as in the name, COVID-19. So at this time, as many of you might remember, you couldn't go anywhere. Stores were shutting down. Businesses were shutting down. You had to be inside all the time. Sickness, uncertainty, lack of stability, jobs lost, jobs being at home. That had a direct correlation with inflation. People started spending a lot more money they didn't have, including me. And what that caused was the value of everything just got skedaddled and messed up. And that has a direct correlation to the stock market. And so the stock market started to plummet hugely. So many of you, if you actually bought during this time stocks, today, present time 2024, probably made positive earnings. It wasn't good generally, but it also wasn't a bad thing. I kind of just think it depends on how you look at it, to be honest. That one, again, the direct contribution was the COVID-19 pandemic. Again, epidemics and pandemics, I would say, have a huge 180 flip that boy upside down, whatever, affecting the stock market. Maybe a little bit more than inflation does, because inflation usually is a top reason for these stock market crashes to occur. What stopped each one of them was a little bit different. The first one, which is the 1929 stock market crash, really what stopped it was World War II. America became a freaking superpower of the world because of the war, and that helped boost jobs and things go up, and a lot of money started coming to America, and like I said, it became a world superpower. So a war helped that one. Then so in the 1987 stock market crash, what helped stop that one was circuit breakers were added to the stock market in case there was a huge fluctuation going negative or going down. so that anything like this wouldn't happen again. Now the third one, which again was the recession that happened in 08, 09, 010, how that one was stopped was that Congress passed a bill that gave $789 billion to help investors and those people who have lost their money throughout this time so they could go back up. Now the fourth one, how it was stopped, was that the FOMC dropped the basis points of interest. That way the inflation could go up a little bit down. So each of them were stopped differently, if you noticed. So how you prevent stock market crashes is actually a very difficult thing to do. I won't be able to explain it in a video, to be honest. Having regulations, making sure that people can afford to invest and not go deep in debt and whatnot, making sure that the government also gives aid when need be, making sure that we lower corruption, and of course making sure that inflation doesn't really go too crazy. But again, that's in charge of the Federal Reserve and the government itself. Now how you can prepare is by making sure you save money, making sure you don't spend money on things that you can't afford, making sure that you do invest specifically in stocks. So make sure you diversify your portfolio, meaning you invest also in real estate, meaning you invest also in businesses and other ventures, not just the stock market. Also, something extremely important that I think many people do not really practice is controlling your emotions and how you respond to certain events and actions occurring. In need of a real estate agent or selling advice, contact me on Instagram at rich_homie_Caesar.